today's video, and today's video is going to be revolved around the subject of drugs. And at the moment, especially during lockdown, it is such a massive thing, and it is getting such a big thing, and it's such a problem. I remember 2 years ago, this is when it really sunk into me that drugs were such a big problem, because I was walking down the street minding my own business and I saw a drug thing take place, and he just passed a bag of cocaine to someone, and that was the normality, and it was so in your face, and it was so like, what? And it is such a big thing. I remember Big Weekend, Radio 1, we were all there watching Mabel. There was a little girl near me, we were all dancing, and there was a group of boys next to me, and they all just started sniffing keys while there was children there. And it's so frightening. The thought of drugs is so frightening, because once you take that drug, you're not yourself anymore. It completely takes over your mind. And this is why people take them at parties, because they think you need drugs to have a good time, because everyone else is doing it. Oh, I'll give it a go, I'll give it a go. But what people don't understand is once you take, say, the wrong pill, or you smoke the wrong joint, or you do the wrong line, your life can be over in a matter of minutes. And especially during lockdown at the moment, it's getting such a massive problem, because what big drug dealers are doing, they're preying on vulnerable young people. And so they're showing in this drug world, they're saying, oh, you get all this money, you get clothes, you get shoes, you get a car, whatever. And because they're young, because they're vulnerable, they see all this materialistic stuff and they're like, bam. Especially, as well, this is going to sound quite controversial, and I don't mean it to come across this way, but especially if people have had a hard time in school, or have had a hard time through life, and they don't have any qualifications, and they don't have the means to get a job, they do say, and I'm not saying that every drug dealer is, you know, because some people in high businesses have got a massive drug company. It's everywhere, it's absolutely everywhere. But anyway, some people think because they can't get a job, that doing drugs and being a part of this drug world is an easy option, and it is an easy access and money, and it is not. You don't need, I can't stress this enough, but you don't need drugs, you don't need alcohol to have a good time. Anyway, what big drug dealers do, so they'll prey on young people, and they'll, because they're young, say they will give them the drugs and they will transport it around the UK or around wherever they're going. But because they're young, they don't necessarily get stopped. Say if they got on a train somewhere. I was watching a documentary about it on BBC iPlayer, and it's all about how drug traffickers are getting around everywhere because they're young, because they're vulnerable. Nobody asks them, nobody says to them, or they don't. If you look at a 15-year-old boy or 15-year-old girl, you do not think that they are drug trafficking. You don't. It doesn't cross your mind at all. But during lockdown as well, what people are doing is, because there is gangs of lads, there is gangs of girls who do go around on bikes and they do transport at places, and because you're in your home and you're with yourself and you do get bored, people do turn to drugs, because it's like people turn to alcohol, because it's such an easy route to get you out of the bad place that you're in. But it is so frightening, and I can't stress enough, if you take the wrong pill, if you sniff the wrong line, if you do this, if you do that, it's so frightening, because that's it, your life can be over within a matter of minutes. So there's countless examples of drugs, and thousands of people have sadly died from drug overdoses, but I'm going to tell you one example. A young boy called Owen Kinghorn, and he was 15 years old when he tried ecstasy, and he overdosed on ecstasy and had a cardiac arrest. 15 years old, that's one example, that is one. How many more 15-year-olds do you think there are who's catastrophically died from something like this? It's not just them, it's the family, it's everything. I'm just trying to tell you just to be careful and just to stay safe. The thing is, what people don't understand is they think it takes you out this bad place, but it doesn't. It only makes you worse. And I've seen firsthand what drugs does to people, and I've seen how their life can go from top notch, and it just brings you down and down and down and down and down. And drugs are taking over massively, especially on social media. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Yubu, all these sites are a market for drugs. The amount of stories I see on my Snapchat story where people are broadcasting drugs, and it is like a marketplace, and it's so the things on there, like, I've never heard of before, like the way the things it's called, like pucker. What's pucker or puker? that's apparently what is green. And they'll just sell it on the Snapchat, and it makes me think, are Snapchat aware of this? Are Instagram aware of this? Are Facebook aware of this taking place? These are all massive, massive sites, and all these companies, surely the police say, I remember in school, police used to come in and they used to say, we've got all your information, everything you send, we've got hold of. So surely they'll know that there's a drug marketing business going on our Snapchat. Surely. And this is what I don't understand. It's getting a massive, massive problem. And the amount of people on the streets that are drug addicts and things like that. If drug dealers could see what it does to people. I was watching the documentary on BBC iPlayer, and it's about drugs within the world and how all different places have different perspectives on drugs. And seeing what it does to people is absolutely heartbreaking, because they've chose that life and they can't get out of it because people are still dealing and dealing and dealing and dealing, and it's just going on and on and on. Drugs have been around for absolutely years, and I'm not saying people do it because it's a different thing, and it's a unique thing that takes control of your mind. It's like alcohol. Alcohol makes you drunk, and I'm not gonna lie, I like getting drunk with my friends because it's funny. It is funny. It does make you laugh. And drugs is seen as a unique way to get off your head, and it's like magical in a way. It's like, oh my god, what's this? People could argue that I'm being quite over dramatic on the subject of drugs, because sometimes people do try it and it is a bit of fun and stuff like that. And I'm not saying don't go out there and don't have fun and don't, experience new things. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is I just want to share awareness on the subject of drugs, to share my opinion on drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and just to make you mindful of the world we live in, and just to make you be careful of what you take, where you go, who you're with, and just to stay safe. So that was a little video on drugs, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all staying safe and just be mindful of the world we live in. But yeah, bye!